All right, so bearing number 2, the thrust, I have put a 1 under in it. And I've already measured it. And the point of deflection here is right at 12 to 13. And this one, it's on both halves, on both sides of the bearing. So that brings us to 12. Brings my clearance down from 24 down to 17. So 21, 17, 17, 18, and 18, 20. That's my main clearances. Those are great. I'm very happy with that. That should yield really good oil pressure with 10W30. Shouldn't have a need for anything thicker. Now, I will say one thing I didn't say in the other video about bearings. Okay, there's a tolerance in bearing thicknesses, and some bearing manufacturers' shells are thicker than others. And some shells from the same bearing batch can be thicker than others or thinner than others, and it's going to vary a few 10,000s, not thousands, but 10,000s. So it is possible to get a HX, or it's possible to get a standard bearing and a 1 under bearing that are the same thickness. So that's why it takes several sets of bearings to mix and match. And by several sets, I'll show you. Several sets of bearings, guys, to mix and match. More down there just waiting. And more in here, just waiting. And even more down there, just waiting. So buying a set of rod and main bearings and getting them coated and sending them to your builder and thinking those are going to land up in your engine are not necessarily you're not necessarily going to get the right clearances if you do that. The right way to do that is to set your clearances. If I was going to coat these bearings, I would take them now that I've set all my clearances, and I would send them out and get them all coated, knowing that the coating is going to add a little here, a little there. That's a different topic. So that's another reason why I have customers. Oh, I'm going to send you a set of bearings. I'm like, if they're coated bearings, don't waste your money. If they're regular bearings, you know, I'll add them to my inventory, but chances are they're not going to be the bearings that are going to land up in your engine, because mixing and matching happens on almost all of these engines. So, so there's some more even bearing tech to confuse us even more. But plastic gauge versus the tools, big difference. Building it at home in your garage versus shooting for a specific number, big difference. Finding a machine shop that actually cares, that will get those numbers for you, big difference. A lot of them will say, oh, it's fine. It needs 2.5, 3 thousandths, 3.5. It's fine. And that's why you read a lot of horror stories or hear a lot of horror stories. So you got to pay attention to these details in these engines. And I'm just putting this information out there so you guys will have it. Thanks.